winterizing our homes and our cars, but we should take the same care to help our skin handle the drier, colder weather. So here with his favorite tips, please welcome former Pacific Northwest ballet dancer turned skincare expert, Jordan Pacitti. It's so good to see you.
Nice to see you.
And your model, will you introduce?
This is Shannon, my
Thank
fabulous
you, Shannon.
model. Yes.
All right, so where should we start? What happens when it gets colder that changes what's going on with our skin?
Well, actually, there's a lot of, I always encourage people to always reassess their skincare. We sort of fall into skin types, but we really have skin conditions. So our skin is constantly changing. And in the winter, it's extreme temperatures, extreme cold outside, extreme heat inside.
Too hot inside when you come in.
And then it's like wreaking havoc on your skin. Water's evaporating from the skin, the lipids are evaporating from the skin, and you're dry and broken down, and skin can be surface dry and oily underneath. So it's all about balance, which of course drives us crazy, that word balance. Yeah. But it is all about balance with the skin.
And that changes with seasons,
season
with
to
medicine
season,
you're on, with what you eat, the whole thing, right?
Exactly. It's all interconnected.
Well, let's talk about your products and what you think we should be doing this time of year.
Absolutely. So this time of year, the first thing is proper cleansing. It's the step that is the cornerstone of a skincare routine, but is something that almost everybody gets wrong. They either use something too foaming or too soapy, which leads to dry and stripped skin, even for oily skin.
That's me. Yeah, you try to, if you use a product for oily skin, then you end up with dry skin. So now what am I? Am I dry or am I?
Exactly, and oil production comes from the inside, so you can't really remove the oil from the surface. So what you end up doing is just creating that surface dryness and surface dehydration, which traps the oil underneath. So in my line, I have Plie, of course, it's named Plie.
I love all of this. It goes right back to the ballet.
It's what I call goof-proof oil cleansing. So it is a gel to oil cleanser, and I can start demonstrating on Shannon if you like.
What does it feel like?
So I'll put a little bit on the back of your hand if you like, so you can feel. It's it feels like jelly. And then you massage it in. I always say use this dry hands, dry face. And I'll just massage a little bit in. And what it does is it melts down your dirt, oil, grime, makeup, SPF, but doesn't strip. So that's the key. You don't want to be stripping, but you do want to be melting it down, keeping the good oils and your barrier intact.
Okay. So you just kind of
you massage it in,
and
really, and because it gives, as you can feel, a really great slip and a really great texture, you can massage it in to really melt down the makeup in the pore.
I'm just going to pour it down on a towel and roll around.
Exactly. And then you just take a warm, wet washcloth, or you can, again, because I call it goof-proof oil cleansing, you can just simply rinse it off. But you can even see just by cleansing, her skin looks dewy and fresh and hydrated, and it's not, you know, stripped and dry.
So here's the question, like if you're used to, I like a big foamy shampoo, a big foamy, you know, face wash, that's what I'm used to. I'm not going to get that out of this. How do we, just talk to us about how this works so we can kind of get adjusted to this new way.
So it's very much like attracting like. It's a holistic idea. And what you're doing is, because it is an oil-based cleanser, it is dissolving that oil that's in your makeup, the oil that's on your skin, but again, it's just dissolving it on the surface. So it's keeping that barrier intact. It's not going and stripping the water and stripping the oil out. So you start already balanced. You're not stripping and removing something to then go back and replenish it with 12 layers of creams and products, and which aren't working, because then you've already created a dry slate in the first place, so nothing's penetrating in, but then also nothing's coming out. So your
and then if you have oily skin or you have breakouts, is this okay? Is this still going to work?
It is okay. It takes, with oily skin, true oily skin and breakouts, an oil cleanser is very hard for people to get into, but it can. Again, you're going into that whole balancing act, and you're just creating, you're dissolving the oil, but you're not stripping it out of the skin.
All right, so what's the next step?
So then the next step, and this to me is most crucial for winter, it's adding in, people want to add in thicker creams, and instead of really changing up your cream, I suggest adding in serums, humectant serums. So look for ingredients like aloe, glycerin, something called hyaluronic acid, which holds 1,000 times its weight in water. There's also cucumber and passion flower in my Hydrate Serum. And what that's going to do, it's going to hold that water in the skin.
And when do you use it? On clean skin?
On clean, so after you've cleansed your skin, you will just put a few drops all over your face.
Does that smell really good like the other stuff did?
This is actually unscented. So I wanted to make the oil and my serum unscented because then it's safe to use around the eye area as well. So it's multifunctional skincare at its best.
Okay, that's good. So you don't have to have something separate for your eyes and your face, right?
Exactly.
And I'm sorry, maybe I missed it. You put it on clean skin. Do you do it in the morning, at night?
I recommend morning and night, both.
Morning and
both
night.
Or either. You know, there's no, and that's the thing, play around with it. There's no wrong way. People are always really wanting to find something that, I do this 2 times a day or this 1 time a day. Just keep it really simple. It's the best way, compliance is the best way to great
Right.
skin.
Can you wear makeup on top of this?
You can. I have formulated all of this for actually ballet dancers. Surprise, surprise. So there's none of that balling effect that you get sometimes, or rolling effect with concealers and makeup.
Right.
And then on top of this, you're either going to want to layer an oil or a moisturizer. So again, putting those lipids and ceramides and things on top of it to seal that water in. So it's a little bit like a sandwich of goodness.
You know how much I like
Exactly.
a sandwich of goodness.
Yes,
We have cookies
no.
backstage. So what can you do with, does it matter how much water you drink or food you eat this time of year?
Absolutely. So this time of year especially, and I'm just going to apply some oil as I talk about
Okay.
this, and this is the perfect segue, is
Does it feel good?
Oh, yeah.
things like olive oil, avocado, flaxseed, fish oil, things that we hear and we know, they're so important. You're just lubricating from the inside out at that point.
Right.
So you need to do exactly what I'm doing now by lubricating from the outside in, but then
Okay.
again, inside out is really, really, really crucial. The amount of water, absolutely.
And then turn your face to the right just a little bit so we can, and look straight ahead. Let's see if we can get a shot where we can see both sides of your face. Turn yourself slightly to the left. Can you see?
Yes,
Yeah,
look
you're
at
good.
that.
That's it. Yeah, now we can see. Thank you
You can
so
see-
much.
yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful. Jordan,
Yes.
thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
Where can we find your skincare line?
So I'm direct to consumer, and that's how I keep my prices tight,
Right.
but jordansamuelskin.com.
Very good. We will post that on our website and also on my
Absolutely.
Facebook. Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much.
Thanks, Margaret.
To jumpstart your routine, Jordan brought skincare products for everybody in the audience. We're going to go home looking so good. Okay, still ahead, Nancy Guppy stops by to tell us about local shows taking a different twist on holiday classics. We'll be back in just a moment. Thank you so much.
Thank you.